All right, so welcome to another deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today we're heading to Long Island.
Oh, Long Island.
Yeah, which, you wouldn't normally think of as like a tropical destination, right?
No, not exactly the first place that comes to mind.
But in 2024, the waters around Long Island were like teeming with these exotic fish, all thanks to, well, some pretty unusual high ocean temperatures.
Wow.
Yeah. So we've got all this research here from a local fisherman, and let me tell you, some of these species are pretty mind-blowing.
I can imagine.
We're talking like vibrant butterfly fish,
Oh.
hefty groupers,
Hmm.
even a fish, get this, that looks like it's trailing jellyfish tentacles.
Really?
Yeah. So get ready to, dive into this like surprising world of Long Island's exotic visitors.
Yeah, it really is remarkable how these fish, usually found in much warmer waters, they
Mm.
kind of took advantage of this like temporary shift in their environment.
All right.
And the fishermen's detailed records, they offer us this, like a unique glimpse into how these dynamic ecosystems, they respond to such changes.
And he wasn't just observing, he was like actively catching these fish using all these different techniques like, traps, dip nets, and seine nets. I'm kind of curious about, does each method like target specific types of fish?
Absolutely. Yeah. Trapping is particularly effective for like bottom-dwelling species, like groupers.
Oh, okay.
So, imagine setting a baited trap on the seafloor
Right.
and attracting these, curious creatures. Dip netting, on the other hand, is more about precision.
Hmm.
It's like a graceful dance almost,
Right.
where you skillfully scoop fish out of the water using, like a handheld net.
Oh, okay.
This technique's best suited for smaller, more agile species.
Right.
And then there's seine netting,
Yeah.
which is a more like casting a wide net,
Hmm.
literally. You deploy a large net to encircle a school of fish, making it ideal for capturing larger quantities.
So it's like having a specialized toolbox for each type of fish.
Exactly.
I'm eager to hear about, like the specific species he encountered. What were some of the standouts?
Well, the snowy grouper was like a frequent visitor.
Oh, wow.
And interestingly, he observed them congregating in inlets around September,
Mm.
possibly hinting at like a southward migration.
Ah, so they were just like passing through, taking advantage of, the warm waters before heading to their usual winter grounds.
It seems that way, yeah.
That's pretty cool. What about that fish with the jellyfish tentacles?
Oh, right.
That sounds incredible.
That was the African pompano,
Oh, okay.
known for its, its long flowing tendrils, which are actually sensory organs
Oh, wow.
that help it navigate and find food.
Huh.
It's amazing to think that the juveniles found in these waters, they could potentially grow to over 50 pounds
Wow, that's a big fish.
in tropical regions, yeah.
That's a dramatic difference in size. And what about the blue-spotted cornet fish?
Mm.
The one he called wild looking.
Oh, yeah.
I'm picturing something truly unique.
Cornet fish are indeed striking. Yeah, they're elongated bodies and beak-like mouths. They're, perfectly adapted for snatching small fish and crustaceans from crevices.
Mm-hmm.
The vibrant blue spots, they certainly add to their, otherworldly appearance.
Speaking of unique appearances, he also encountered a scrawled cowfish,
Oh, yes.
which he described as having a bizarre, rigid body.
Right. Imagine a fish encased in armor.
Okay.
The scrolled cowfish's body, it's fused into a hard shell, limiting its flexibility.
Oh, wow.
They rely solely on their fins for movement,
Hmm.
making them look a bit clumsy,
Okay.
but also surprisingly effective in navigating their environment.
It sounds like they've traded speed for protection.
Yeah, you could say that.
The fishermen also noted an abundance of orange filefish, both young and adults. Does this suggest, like they were successfully breeding in these waters?
It's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, the presence of both juveniles and adults suggests they found suitable breeding grounds,
Right.
at least for that season.
Okay. Now here's something that piqued my curiosity. He found plenty of juvenile cobia,
Uh,
but no adults,
Hmm.
unlike in 2020.
Interesting.
What do you make of that?
It's a fascinating observation. It could be that the juveniles, being more tolerant of temperature variations,
Ah.
they were carried further north by currents
Right.
while the adults remained in their, preferred warmer waters.
So we're seeing a potential separation of generations with the young ones venturing out while the adults stay put.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
I wonder if this pattern will continue as ocean temperatures change.
It's something researchers will be watching closely. These shifts in distribution, they could have ripple effects throughout the ecosystem, potentially impacting, predator-prey dynamics, competition for resources.
It's like a delicate balancing act. And
Right.
the arrival of these tropical visitors is adding a whole new layer of complexity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is just the beginning.
Right.
We haven't even touched on the heartbreaking story of the butterfly fish.
Okay.
Or the angler's favorite, the permit.
Well, I can't wait to hear more. This is shaping up to be one fascinating deep dive into the world of Long Island's unexpected guests.
Yeah, it's amazing what you find just off the coast.
I know, right?
You never know what's lurking beneath the surface.
It's true.
These waters are full of surprises.
Yeah, and we'll uncover more of them right after this. So we'll be right back with more incredible discoveries. So welcome back to our deep dive into the exotic fish of Long Island. Before the break, we were talking about the possibility of, like juvenile cobia being carried north by currents while the adults,
Right.
stay in warmer waters. It really makes you think about how sensitive these fish are to even, subtle changes in temperature.
Absolutely. And the sensitivities, particularly evident in the case of the butterfly fish.
Right.
The fishermen encountered both four-eyed butterfly fish
Okay.
and spot-fin butterfly fish.
Mm-hmm.
But, as water temperatures dropped, towards the end of the season,
Right.
he observed something quite heartbreaking.
Yeah.
These tropical beauties were found, near the surface,
Oh, wow.
almost as if they were,
Right.
desperately seeking warmer water.
Oh, that's so sad. It's like it's a stark reminder of how vulnerable these species can be. When they venture outside their normal range,
Right.
it's like they're at the mercy of the elements.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And it highlights the potential consequences of, of climate change. As ocean temperatures continue to rise,
Yeah.
we may see more and more of these tropical species
Yeah.
pushed beyond their limits,
Yeah.
leading to, declines in their populations.
It's a sobering thought, but let's move on to a more positive note.
Sure.
The fishermen also caught a tiny permit fish.
Oh, yeah.
I understand the adults are like a prized catch for anglers in tropical regions. What makes them so special?
Well, permit are known for their, their strength and fighting spirit,
Okay.
especially in warmer waters, where they can grow much larger. This little guy was likely a stray, carried north by currents.
Mm.
It's fascinating how their coloration changes as they mature
Right.
from from a dark juvenile stage
Okay.
to a silvery hue in adulthood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a little fish with a big personality. And speaking personality, he also had a memorable encounter with an Atlantic needlefish.
Oh, right.
Almost mistaking it for a houndfish.
Okay.
I have to admit, I'm not familiar with either of these fish.
Right.
What's the difference?
Well, both.
Ah.
Both needlefish and houndfish. They share similar, elongated bodies and sharp beaks,
Okay.
making them, quite formidable hunters. However,
Yeah.
houndfish are generally, larger and have a more pronounced upper jaw.
Okay.
So it's easy to see how a particularly large needlefish could be mistaken for its, larger cousin.
So it's a case of mistaken identity in the underwater world.
Yeah.
He also mentioned the lined seahorses,
Mm-hmm.
which he observed for an unusually long period from July all the way to November.
Wow.
What does that tell us about their habitat preferences?
Well, that extended presence, suggests favorable conditions for seahorses,
Right.
which typically thrive in, calm, sheltered environments
Okay.
with ample vegetation for camouflage and anchoring.
Right.
So it's a positive sign that that they found suitable habitat in these waters.
It's encouraging to hear that at least some species are thriving in this changing environment.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the northern Senate.
Okay.
He described them as quite aggressive, even related to barracudas.
Hmm.
That sounds a bit intimidating.
Yeah, northern sennets are indeed predatory fish,
Yeah.
often found in schools near the surface.
Oh, wow.
And they share that, slender torpedo-like body shape
Right.
and shark teeth of barracudas,
Okay.
reflecting their shared lineage.
Huh.
Their aggressive nature makes them formidable hunters, preying on smaller fish.
It's like a mini barracuda patrolling the waters.
Yeah, something like that.
And then there's the striped burrfish,
Right.
which he said looks completely different depending on whether it's inflated or not. How does that work?
Well, burrfish are masters of self-defense.
Oh.
When threatened,
Okay.
they can rapidly inflate their bodies by by gulping water,
Oh, wow.
transforming from the sleek fish into a spiky ball.
Wow.
This sudden change in size and shape can startle predators
Oh, okay.
and make them much harder to swallow.
It's an amazing adaptation, going from streamlined swimmer to prickly defender in an instant.
Yeah, it's quite a transformation.
But we're not done with the surprises yet, are we?
No, not quite.
He encountered some truly remarkable fish, including one that sounds like, it belongs in a science fiction movie.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
Prepare to be amazed by the northern stargazer.
A stargazer.
Yeah?
The name alone sparks curiosity. What makes this fish so special?
Imagine a fish that's essentially a living trap,
Okay.
hiding in the sand, with only its eyes poking out, patiently waiting to ambush its prey.
So it's a master of disguise.
Yeah, you could say that.
I can already picture it like, blending seamlessly into the seabed.
And here's where it gets even cooler.
Okay.
Not only does it have venomous spines, but it can also deliver an electric shock.
Wait, an electric fish right off the coast of Long Island? That's incredible. I thought those were only found in exotic far off places.
Yeah, it's surprising, isn't it?
It really is. What's the purpose of the electric shock? Is it for hunting?
Well, it's a dual purpose tool.
Oh, okay.
The electric shock can stun prey,
Yeah.
making them easy targets.
Right.
Or it can deter potential predators,
Yeah.
giving the stargazer a chance to escape.
So it's like a secret weapon hidden beneath the sand. It's amazing how evolution has equipped these creatures with such incredible adaptations.
Absolutely. And speaking of adaptations,
Yeah.
let's talk about the skillet fish.
Hey, a skillet fish.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I'm drawing a blank here.
Right.
What's the story behind that unusual name?
Well, it's all thanks to its unique suction disc.
Okay.
Located on its underside. This disc allows the skillet fish to cling tightly to rocks
Right.
and other surfaces, making it incredibly difficult to remove.
So it's like a natural suction cup.
Yeah, exactly.
I can see how that would be,
Yeah.
like incredibly useful in strong currents or rough seas.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's an ingenious adaptation for staying put in a dynamic environment. Now, we've talked about a lot of exotic species today, but there's one more fish on our list
Okay.
that presents a slightly different perspective.
Mm,
While not truly exotic in the sense of being from tropical waters,
right.
the Spanish mackerel he caught is worth noting because Long Island represents the northern edge of its range.
So what does it mean to be at the quote unquote edge of its range?
Well, a species range refers to the geographical area where it's typically found.
Okay.
Factors like water temperature,
Mhm.
salinity,
Right.
food sources, breeding grounds all play a role in determining where a species can thrive.
So in essence, the Spanish mackerel is kind of pushing the boundaries of its comfort zone by venturing as far north as Long Island.
That's one way to look at it. Yeah,
Okay.
it highlights how dynamic these ranges can be.
Right.